Hey folks, it's Brandon Doherty, Delaware Weather Guy, and I'm here with my winter outlook. And it's not so much a prediction, it's more just an outlook of what I see this winter to be and how the temperatures will be. And don't take it as a deterministic forecast, meaning this is what's going to happen. I don't actually like to do that. Um, this winter is going to be dominated by the La Nina pattern, and this isn't exactly the greatest um, arrow drawing of what the La Nina pattern usually is. It usually is. It comes over the equatorial waters of the Pacific, and then sort of does a nosedive just as it kind of comes down as far as like the Great Lakes and the mid Ohio Valley, and then streaks up north. So, sort of like sort of like this pattern. Okay, that's pretty bad. So, all the cold pretty much is kept to north of this area. And then at times we do have a drift southward, but depending on how strong the PV polar vortex is, will determine how, if we have a trough here in the west and then ridge in the east, doesn't look too promising on our end of that. So I wouldn't exactly hope, it changes anytime soon because right now ENSO is pretty much determining that this is a moderate El Nino. If it were a kind of a weak El Nino, there would be a better chance of this cold to come a little further south and giving areas of the Mid Atlantic a better chance at seeing colder stretches, which could lead to increased snow, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Um, so my general, sorry, so my general outlook is meteorological winter beginning during the months of December, January, and February. Temperatures anywhere between half a degree to 1 degree above normal, which would be really warm for winter. Maybe that's probably a little too high, but I could see temperatures, it being a mild winter in that department. There will be plenty of precipitation, but it mostly will be wet and cold. Um, you know how this area is. We're always on the cusp. We're always on the cut line, as I say. And as storms are coming up, they're also bringing up with them a lot of Gulf moisture, or um, they're getting warmer air from the ocean. So, um, that tends to increase temperatures as the storm is actually coming, and then unless it's like super cold, unless it's below 30 degrees, you're really, our chances of pure snow are just really not very good. So, where I was like, oh, so the La Nina winter, the jet stream will be mostly to our north, as I just showed you. Areas like the Midwest, the Plains, and West will see a substantially cold winter and snowy winter out there. Snowfall will be below normal again. And I said we basically start at 0.9 inches because that's what we got last year. And I still do not know how we arrived at that number because I do not remember anything over a half an inch at all. Um, so I said we could average anywhere between 1 to 12 inches. So if that gives you a range, uh, just pick a number. That's what we could see. It's really, it's really throwing darts at a dartboard when you start predicting snow totals. So possibly you could see one, maybe two snowstorm threats. So I said major snowstorm threats. So we could see, sort of everything lining up where it needs to be, and then something coming up the coast, and then if the cold and the storm kind of meet at the same place and at the same time, then you're talking, we could see a major snowstorm. But um, I see maybe we definitely will have snowstorm threats. It's just that will we see major snowstorm? My expectation is I don't think so. So, but a lot of media outlets, including the Old Farmer's Almanac, which is very trustworthy, um, meteorologically speaking, and that they are predicting sometime in February a major East Coast blizzard right here in February. But I'm not going there, so it will be what it'll be. So we'll see periods of cold, but we need negative Arctic oscillation, a positive PNA Pacific Ridge. We need a negative NAO, a block and trough in the east and over Greenland. So to get these aligned at the same time, usually one is just right and the other is super positive, and it's just the teleconnections really play a haywire. Uh, and don't hope for this, exploding polar vortex to drop all this cold southward. That's what we were hoping all of last winter, and it did not happen. So don't plan on it again this year. So, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, about all this, because I know there's a lot of snow lovers out there. And, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of kids who haven't seen a big snowstorm yet. And that is just one of the saddest things, because we always saw big snowstorms when we were kids. I mean, I can remember so many snowstorms. So, hope I'm wrong, but this is how I see it, and we'll see how it plays out. That's it for me, Brandon Doherty, Delaware Weather Guy. Hope you enjoy it. Leave your comments as needed. Adios.